making sense of Packer dollars spent, proposal would train truckers to spot human trafficking, consumer gas pumps, scales get passing grades in 2018. These stories and more coming up on this edition of Community News Review.
This is Community News Review, a service of WSCS-TV, news content provided by WHBL.
I'm Maddie Pfister, and this is Community News Review for Wednesday, March 13th, 2019. The state of Wisconsin has issued an Amber Alert for 2-year-old Nalani Robinson. She was last seen in Milwaukee with suspect 34-year-old Darez Higgins, also known as Dariez Lewis, and police are searching for a 2014 black Cadillac with Florida license plates, HVCZ95. There is no clothing description for Robinson at this time, and police say Dariez is armed and dangerous. An update states that the mother of a missing 2-year-old girl who is the subject of this Amber Alert was shot and killed Monday in Milwaukee, according to Wisconsin Radio Network. Family members have confirmed that Sierra Robinson was killed Monday afternoon in the shooting, and a second woman was wounded. A Kentucky teenager sued CNN on Tuesday for defamation, saying the cable network falsely conveyed to viewers that he was the face of an unruly hate mob confronting a Native American activist at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington in January. The lawsuit, filed on behalf of the Covington Catholic High School student Nicholas Sandman in federal court in Kentucky, seeks $275 million in compensatory and punitive damages over the videotaped incident in the nation's capital. Sandman and other Covington Catholic students had been in Washington to attend a March for Life anti-abortion rally. In photos and videos that went viral from the incident, Sandman is seen standing face-to-face with Native American activist Nathan Phillips. Sandman stares and smiles at Phillips while Phillips sings and plays his drum. The footage sparked outrage on social media, with many viewers saying that Sandman and a group of fellow students seen gathered around Phillips appeared to be mocking the activists. The complaint said CNN, a division of Turner Broadcasting System Incorporated owned Warner Media LLC, aired 4 defamatory broadcasts and 9 online articles falsely accusing Sandman, 16, and classmates engaging in racist conduct. The CNN accusations are totally and unequivocally false, and CNN would have known them to be untrue had it undertaken any reasonable efforts to verify their accuracy before publication, the complaint said. A CNN spokeswoman said that the network declined to comment. A private investigation firm commissioned by the Roman Catholic Diocese of Covington in Park Hills, Kentucky, to review the incident concluded last month that there was no evidence the students provoked a confrontation. Instead, the report found that the teenagers were met at the Lincoln Memorial by offensive statements directed at them by several African American protesters from a group known as the Black Hebrew Israelites. According to this account, the students responded with permission from the teacher's chaperones by shouting school spirit chants before Phillips waded into the scene playing his drum. The complaint said CNN exhibited a bias against President Donald Trump by focusing on Sandman and other Covington students because they were wearing the red caps emblazoned with the president's "Make America Great Again" slogan. Trump has contentious relationship with CNN, frequently calling it fake news. Last month, Sandman sued the Washington Post for $250 million over reporting of the same incident. The newspaper said in a statement that it would mount a vigorous defense and later published an editor's note explaining how its coverage of the incident evolved as new information came to light. State officials say you can reliably trust gas pumps, registers, and scales across Wisconsin. Rachel Miller from the Department of Weights and Measures says tests on these devices were accurate in 99 out of 100 tests last year. Not only were they checking gas pumps for accuracy, but also skimmers and devices. Anytime that we would find a skimmer, we would make sure that all sales were suspended off that device so it's no longer used, and then we would notify the local enforcement along with federal enforcement. Crews checked over 258,000 devices at over 6,500 stores and businesses in 2018. A group of lawmakers want to ensure that commercial drivers get training on how to spot human trafficking. Fond du Lac Representative Jeremy Thiesfeld says truckers follow many of the same routes that traffickers do, and they can be a very useful set of eyes on the road. If they don't call it in, these people are gone very quickly, and it is very hard to track them. The bill directs technical colleges to include course on trafficking as part of CDL education, and that is a very reasonable thing and a good way that their industry, the trucking industry, can help out solving this societal problem, Thiesfeld said. There are trucking organizations that are fully behind this and think that it is a good thing for their employees to do. The bill comes up for a hearing this week. 4 area lawmakers have teamed up to form the bipartisan Wisconsin Paper Caucus in Madison. State Representatives Scott Krug and Katrina Shanklin, as well as the Senators Tom Tiffany and Janet Bewley, will comprise the caucus, with Krug tabbed as the chair and Shanklin serving as the vice chair in the Assembly. Tiffany and Bewley will be the Senate chair and vice chair, respectively. According to the release from Shanklin's office, the caucus will also welcome a representative from Governor Evers' office, along with others from the paper industry outside of the Capitol. The paper-making, forestry, and printing industries are crucial pillars of our state's heritage and its economy. And I am thrilled to launch the Wisconsin Paper Caucus with my colleagues, said Shanklin. As vice chair, I look forward to working with legislatures and Wisconsin Paper Council and skate holders from across the state to educate people about the importance and vitality of these industries and to develop effective policies that will help sustain them. I'm proud of our paper-making heritage and the family-supporting jobs our paper and forestry industries have provided for generations of Wisconsinites. And I am committed to supporting these policies that protect these good jobs and future generations to come. The Wisconsin Paper Council applauded Tuesday's announcement, saying that the caucus will help form common sense policy solutions to help sustain and promote the paper manufacturing industry in Wisconsin. Governor Tony Evers released a statement saying, "I am hopeful that the bipartisan Paper Caucus will lead to a long-term plan for keeping this important industry thriving in Wisconsin." According to the Wisconsin Paper Council, papermaking supports more than 31,000 jobs statewide. And finally, when Green Bay Packers general manager Brian Gutekunst was hired 14 months ago, he vowed to use every avenue available to assemble talent. Today, Brian traveled at breakneck speed down Free Agent Avenue, signing 3 potential starters for a defense that needs yet another infusion of playmakers, and then adding a versatile offensive lineman that could shore up a leaking right side. 4 unrestricted free agents in one day, and all 4 getting 4-year deals. Total contract value is a reported $223 million. The news of the agreements came almost one after another, and that was followed by another significant decision: the cutting of former number 1 pick Nick Perry. 7 years in Green Bay with perhaps twice as many injuries, Perry was not about to bring a return on the 5-year, $60 million contract extension he was given after this 2016 season, lasting only 9 games a year before winding up on injured reserve with just a sack and a half to his name. And that is all we have for today. Join me again on Friday for more local news and stories on Community News Review.
News content for this program provided by WHBL in cooperation with WSCS TV.